Welcome back, everybody. Canadian Silver Saver here again with another Silver Hunt Sunday. So this week, I didn't have as many opportunities to get out and do my hunting as usual. However, I still thought that with the time that I had, I got a good deal. So a lot of the items I have are similar to, or the same as what you've seen before, but some good deals and then something unique that kind of came along the way. This coin here, by the way, it's just my monkey privy. Canadian maple. I feel like this is the reverse proof. I feel like the reason for this is how Canadian Mint is dealing with the milk spot showing up. Let's just make it look milky in the first place. But it's nice. Anyways. So first thing I hit up today that I was able to get a hold of was a couple of the onzas again. So the onzas I like. They're an interesting coin, and I'm actually going to do a feature maybe once a week about coins and where they're from and kind of the reason for the coin itself. But these onzas, they're nice. There's the bird there. Eagle. It's an eagle. Gotta look that up now. Snake, holding a snake. Symbol of freedom, and then that's the statue on the front there, where it's on the roundabout, the big gold statue. So I'm going to do a feature on those and talk about that. So I got those at a good deal. I mean, I didn't pay spot or anything for them. I paid a couple dollars over spot for them. So I think about $2.50 over spot I paid for these. So not too bad. Good deal. Or no, $3 over spot is what I paid for these guys. That's what I paid. So still good. Still happy with that though. Here, the thing is I still want to stack every week, even if I'm not finding amazing deals or necessarily exactly what I want. This is my compromise for buying chunky silver. If I can't find something fun and chunky, I will buy this type of stuff. I have some really cool stuff coming this week that I'm going to do an unboxing of video, some chunky silver there, so stay tuned for that. But moving on with today's silver hunt, the next thing I was able to get a hold of was some of the junk silver. I just picked up a few of these. I talked the guy down $2.50 per coin, actually, from the price that he had there. So when you walk up and you're getting it for a certain price, and then you say you can save $2.50 per coin, I think that's a win any day. So very, very happy with that. Nothing special, no mint marks or anything on these. The guy knows what he's doing, so he just found me some good coins and he liked me, so he thought he'd give me a bit of a deal. He's got them marked up a fair bit, for sure, but still looks good. Very happy with that. I like this stuff. Wish it was more Canadian that I could find like this, but don't see it as often, honestly. Next thing I was able to get was pretty basic, pretty simple. Just got myself another Sunshine Mint 1 ounce bar. Checked it out. It's good. The hologram thing, or the mint mark there. Good deal. A couple dollars over spot. So about $2.50 over spot, I think I paid for that. $2.25 actually. So that's good. Very happy with that. Nothing amazing or anything, but silver, guys. And I talked about this in the video that I just had. Difference between bars and coins. But one of the things is that whether it's a bar or a coin, can't speak today, bar or a coin, it's silver. So there is the ultimate value of the fact that you're buying silver. So when I get stuff like this, I don't want to pay a whole lot more for it, even this stuff. You have to pay a little bit more because it's a minted coin. These are technically a round, not a coin, because they don't have a value put on them like the Canadian maples, like this guy here. Which has on it, you'll see fine silver, $9.99, and then flip, $5, which is ridiculous, but that's a $5 coin. So that's a coin. These, and minted by the Canadian Mint. The American, the Walking Liberty, the Silver Eagles, they are a coin because they have a value on them. The onzas are made by, the Walking Liberties are made by the U.S. Mint. The onzas, the Liberties, the Libertads, they are they're made by the Mexican government. However, they're not considered a coin because they don't have a denomination on them. So just something interesting about that. I'm going to talk about that in a future video. So I scored that stuff, really happy with that. And then just along the way, I was walking by. So this was an antique market run. No coin shows, no shops, no garage sales, or anything like this. This was one stop at an antique market, so I did all right. And there's always people there with this stuff. It's just, can you talk them down and get a deal? Maybe develop a bit of a relationship with them, so you're able to, you know, get some deals in the future or get a hookup on an upcoming auction and things like that, which, by the way, happened today. I got a nice hookup about an auction that's coming with bars starting at a very, very amazing price to start with. So I'm hoping to score some deals below spot. And if that happens, I'm going to put a video about it, obviously. But I got this little guy here. This was the next thing that I got a hold of. So people had a table that was showed... they just had stuff on the table, a bunch of things, and 50% off anything on the table. And this one was marked, clearly marked Sterling. There's one of the, oh, there's me kind of hiding in that video there. You don't see my face. But you can't make, oh, here we go. Kind of a wave. There we go. First time. There I am. So, you know, there's your marks. There, you know, you can look these up and figure out what your silver marks are. But these go way back, way back when basically a standard came in place for marking silver. So I picked this guy up. It's kind of neat. Let's see if we can get the camera to want to focus on this today. Edinburgh. Neat. So a little castle on there. So I paid a couple dollars for that. I didn't pay much at all. So I'm going to be able to trade that in and put that towards silver. And that's what I do, guys. If I pick up this stuff, whether it's silverware or... well, silverware, I guess, is what it always is. But sometimes I'll get little trays or dishes or anything like that. And then I'll just collect it together and I'll walk in to the guy and I'll say, hey, can I trade in some silverware? What do you give me for it? He measures it out. He gives me a deal. We usually talk about that for a second because, you know, they want to get the best value, but I want to get my best value too. And then they say, okay, what do you want? And I buy stuff like this. So, or this. And then if I got a couple dollars remaining at the end there where I don't, you know, I got $10 left over, get a couple of these if I can, or one of these and some junk silver, some smaller ones. Depends on the person. Some places will charge up to $10 a coin. The one guy was charged, some guys charge, I've seen $12.50, $14 a coin. But, you know, teach his own. Be careful with that. But I thought it was a good deal. So for our second Silver Hunt Sunday, I think we got a nice, unique kind of set of purchases here. Got ourselves a spoon as a recap here. Got ourselves some junk silver here. Nothing fancy in terms of years or anything like that. We got ourselves the onzas. And then we also got ourselves the Sunshine Mint silver ounce, 1 ounce silver bar. So always good to have some just plain silver there. All right, guys. Well, let me know what you think in the comments below for my second Silver Hunt Sunday. And then we're going to be going for some other videos, themed videos throughout the week as well. We're going to have a video starting on Thursdays soon. And then, of course, the daily or at least a few times a week updates depending on what's going on. And start talking about the market, whether it's a good time to buy or not to buy, and when do you buy and things like that. So I kind of buy all the time. I always put money into this whenever I can, despite the market. But at the same time, I don't know. You don't want to blow your money on stuff for no reason. Obviously, you don't just be spending it. Make sure you have money for food. But I have fun with this. So I go out each week and, shout out to Dean there and comment on a previous video talking about, yes, it's so important to have fun. There's no sense stacking this metal and not having a good time while doing it. So make sure you're having fun when you're doing this, guys. And when I go out and I do my Silver Hunt Sunday, I do this for you guys. I'm always looking for silver, but I feel like it's kind of neat to see what happens when somebody goes out. What do they find? I might, get you involved in the next hunt where I'll take some video of me at the market, or my hands at the market. Anyways, you don't need to see my ugly face, but with things like this and trading it in and seeing what I can get for it. So I've got this is from another time, just something I have here, but I have a silver bracelet here. Not worth much at all, to be honest, in terms of silver. This is something where I probably would get more money selling it like independently, but it kind of depends on what's going on. If I bring a pile of this stuff in, the guy wants to give me a deal, why not, right? So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about maybe do a video on that and how I flip deals on stuff like this into stuff like this, which is a lot more value, really. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining me today. Had a great time doing my second Silver Hunt Sunday with you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Canadian Silver Saver,